Hey, move that microphone to the podium. Okay. That first red one. Move it to the podium. Okay.
Thank you for your patience. The congressman's arrival time is around 2:02, so we're trying to give him a little extra time, if you don't mind. But if he isn't here around that time, we'll go ahead and get started. He should be here shortly. I think they're just maybe 5 minutes away. So thank you for your patience. And I think that deserves another round of applause. Good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen, special guests, honorees, friends. Welcome to Congressman Johnson's 2024 Pinnacle Awards ceremony. And the Congressman has just arrived, so we will. Please welcome the Congressman and Commissioner Marita Davis Johnson. We are extremely thankful for you all coming out today, and we are excited to honor the outstanding businesses in the 4th Congressional District in Georgia. I'm Kathy Register. I'm the District Director for Congressman Hank Johnson, and I have been his District Director since his inception in Congress back in 2007. Before Congressman Johnson honors, thank you. Before Congressman Johnson honors the small businesses, it's important to highlight the commitment, strength, and resilience these businesses exemplify not only for their customers, but also for their communities. When the COVID pandemic hit in 2020, the world shut down and life as we knew it came to a halt. Times were hard for everyone, especially small businesses. Businesses across the nation struggled, but with the resiliency of the people here, especially in the 4th Congressional District, the small businesses not only survived, but they are now thriving and shining as a beacon of light. Perseverance, determination, and commitment to excellence are qualities that these small businesses all exemplify. And this calls for an acknowledgement of their accomplishments. Today, we are here to do just that. Thank you, and Eric Hubbard will now come forward for the occasion.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You all are a stellar-looking group of people from the 4th District of Georgia. And because of that, let's give yourselves a hand. It gives me great pleasure and honor to come forth with the occasion of why we are here. I'm Eric Hubbard. I'm the Outreach Director for Congressman Hank Johnson. And I have to let you know that this is the Congressman's favorite time of year because he has a chance to recognize small business owners, small business leaders, executives, and advocates that make the 4th District work. Because the small businesses in our district is the backbone of our district. You all are creating jobs. You all are advocating on behalf of citizens. And if I could show you a small picture of who our honorees are and why we are here to celebrate them this month during Small Business Month. Let's say if you're in Rockdale or Newton County and you need the news, and we're not just talking about AJC news, but the news that hits home in a district, like the Rockdale Newton Citizen. And while you're going to get that newspaper, you want to get a snack. And let's say you stop at a place like Bojangles. And after you get your snack, you get home, you want to wine and dine, you have to have a bottle of wine. And holidays are coming up. You got to get that Christmas tree. But let's say everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. You got to go through that transition, and we got to have a funeral home to put us in the ground, right? And so even with that, You got to get your notices out. We got to have signs. And yes, it is election time. So we know we saw the signs up around. You got to have someone to print those signs, like Best Print with Don Jackson, one of our honorees, right? But through all of that, we got to get around. So transportation is important in the fourth. And we are so happy that one of our honorees, Dr. Diane Daniels Adoma, is working to make sure that that transportation grid and plan is implemented so the 4th Congressional District of Georgia can shine as the best district of Georgia. Amen? All right. So with the 7 that we're honoring today, not only do they provide those services, they also provide jobs. They also provide partnership. When the schools, the elementary schools, the high school, middle schools need someone to help support, small businesses are there. When your churches or your places of faith or even the congressional office need to advertise, newspapers like the Rockdale Newton Citizen are there. When you want to hear about what's going on in the district, the small businesses in our district are that conscious and they make a difference. And so because of everything that you all do, we salute you, we honor you. And as I close, there's a poem, The Power of One, that the Congressman has already commissioned, but we want to dedicate that to our honorees. And The Power of One is dedicated to you for making a difference, you for helping the community, you for giving us that pinnacle where our eyes can see. One can never underestimate the power of the heart and mind. One can never make changes if one never puts in the time. One can be as powerful as a nation of many if one desires to be. One can make the difference in being a captive or living free. One can set many on the path to harmony in the universe. One becomes the master musician when one helps others to rehearse. One can be the difference in making war and violence cease. One can be essential for a world of harmony and peace. One can show compassion and gain friends throughout the world. One can give words of wisdom to help mold young boys and girls. One can be the voice of many, urging justice for all. One can make the difference in whether we stand or fall. One can make the change, can change the world by giving a helping hand with humility. And one, such as you, our 2024 honorees, with your love for all humanity. We dedicate this to you all. We congratulate you all, and we celebrate you all today. Thank you. Next, we will have a selection by the Stillwater Sinfonia, and we ask if they could come with their selection at this time. And following that will be a tribute video directed by Ms. Candace Williams.
Do you remember where you were on the day the world stood still?
The Centers for Disease Control says the coronavirus is going to spread in the United States, but the White House today said that it's contained.
One person with coronavirus in King County, Washington State, has died.
9 Americans now have died.
11 people have died from coronavirus. Tonight, the first containment zone here in America.
On March 11th of 2020, the World Health Organization declared that COVID-19 was a pandemic. By March 15, states began implementing shutdowns to prevent the spread of the virus. From local shops to family-run restaurants, the pandemic threatened the livelihoods of business owners and workers alike. For many households, the tapestry of the American dream was irreversibly destroyed, shattering hopes, igniting fears, and leaving countless entrepreneurs without money to take care of one's basic necessities. Toilet paper was nowhere to be found. Coins were in short supply. And to not endanger your loved ones, this meant staying 6 feet apart. One by one, homes were foreclosed, evictions were issued, and food pantries became the only means of survival. Despite the darkest of those days, communities have rallied together, and the entrepreneurial spirit has prevailed. PPP loans and rental assistance programs, employers and employees continue to rebuild back better their lives and their livelihoods. We know that not every business has been so lucky, and many small businesses have never recovered. Through innovation and resiliency, the dream still lives. William Wordsworth once wrote, "Though nothing can bring back the hour of splendor in the grass, glory in the flower, we will grieve not, rather find strength in what remains behind."
Another step, another day, another breath. Been chasing dreams, but I never slept. I got a new attitude and a lease on life is a peace of mind. Seeking to find I can sleep when I die. Want a piece of the pie, got the keys to the ride, and I'm straight. I'm on my way, get up my way. I'm running late, what can I say? I heard you died twice. Once when they bury you in the grave, and the second time is the last time that somebody mentions your name. So when I leave here on this earth, did I take more than I gave? Did I look out for the people, or did I do it all for fame? Legend is Exodus, searching for euphoria. Trudging through the mud to find the present, no ignoring. I got 20,000 deep off in the street like we some warriors. My mama told me never bow your head. Whoa.
I feel glorious, glorious. Got a chance to start again. I was born for this, born for this. It's who I am, not put up again. I made it through the darkest part of the night, and now I see the sunrise. Now I feel glorious, glorious. I feel glorious, glorious.
I'm feeling glorious. The crib looking victorious. Oh yes it is. You know that we've been going it. Since we hopped out that DeLorean. Yeah we went on guard. Things are just things, they don't make you who you are. Can't pack up a U-Haul and take it with you when you're gone. We posted on the porch, my family's glasses to the stars. My grandma smiling down on me like, whoop, that boy got bars. Okay, yes I do. I said amen and hallelujah, let me testify to another morning. I'm on it, won't let self get in my way. I got my breath, I got my faith, and I remember why I came.
I feel glorious.
Hello, everyone, and once again, welcome. I'm Liam Seitz, and I'm an intern in the office of the Congressman. Today I have the immense privilege of introducing Congressman Johnson to honor these amazing businesses, leaders, and advocates. Congressman Johnson is in his 9th term in the U.S. House of Representatives and has been proudly representing the people of Georgia's 4th District since his inauguration to Congress in 2007. Throughout his time in Congress, the Congressman has been a champion for small businesses here in the district, even throughout those tough times of the pandemic, as we've seen. Congressman Johnson has greatly supported these small businesses in each one of our district's counties of DeKalb, Rockdale, and Newton, and today we have award recipients from each one. Nothing about owning a small business or working for a small business is easy, but each of these honorees has taken on the challenges and have become great exemplars of the values that we take pride in here in the 4th District. That's why today, Congressman Johnson is here to give these businesses and leaders the honor and the acknowledgement that they deserve. It is my pleasure to introduce to some and present to others Congressman Hank Johnson to present the 2024 Pinnacle Award. Thank you, sir. All right.
Good afternoon, everybody. I tell y'all, let's give it up for Sophia, the young people there, young orchestral individuals. When they broke into Beat It, it almost prompted me to break into my moonwalk. So I want to thank them for being here. The Towers High School Color Guard. Thank you all. And I think we want to recognize both of those groups, the Towers High School Color Guard. If you all would come forward. Lieutenant Ryan Calloway. Okay. Ryan Calloway, on behalf of the citizens of Georgia's 4th Congressional District, I want to present to you a certificate of recognition to accept it on behalf of this honorable color guard. And thank you for, this is not the first time you all have been out. We appreciate you all coming out on Saturday afternoon. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Good to see you. And also the young people with Stillwater's Sinfonia. Y'all come forward, along with the conductor, so that I can present to you all a certificate of special congressional recognition. Come on forward. Don't be shy. Any of y'all know how to moonwalk? And so I also, ladies and gentlemen, want to take the opportunity to thank my staff for producing this event. Would all staff members stand up? You've heard from Kathy Register, District Director. And it was Candace Williams that put together that video. Wasn't that nice? And of course, Eric Hubbard, who gave you he must have taken a sneak peek at my remarks, and he delivered them to you today. So it leaves me with not a whole lot to say. Thank you so much, Eric. I'm going to make sure we don't let that happen again. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're here today to honor some business people who operate within the confines of the 4th District. Of course, we're going to be losing Rockdale County and part of Newton County that we represent currently due to redistricting. And so that will come into effect January 3rd of 2025. And my young man here is clapping. You can't please everybody, what can I say? But anyway, I'll be picking up Gwinnett County. I don't want to hear any boos for that. I'll be picking up the northeast part of Gwinnett County, and I'm looking forward to representing those areas. But it has been my honor and pleasure to represent all of you all for the last 10 years. And thank you so much for allowing me to serve you. And that's what we do in our office. We serve the people. And so today we are here to honor some business community servants. And to kick it off, I want to honor Ms. Diane Daniels Adoma. Come forward, Diane. If y'all have heard that theme song, Taking Care of Business, every day, taking care of business. Somebody had an old school song over there on their phone. That was back during Bachman Turner Overdrive times. I remember the name of that. Thank you. But Diana Doma was born in Bainbridge, Georgia. She's a veteran businesswoman and community leader. In fact, she's done so much to advance Black-owned businesses that she is Vice President of Government Affairs for the Atlanta Black Chamber and also Board Secretary to Advancing Black Business Incorporated. She's a citizen of DeKalb County. She was the first Black American to acquire H&R Block franchises in the Southeast and is the founder of 100 Women, $100 Million project.
I'd like to know more about that. And if being a businesswoman is her true calling, she's also much more, or she is even more so a Renaissance woman. She is an author, a clean water advocate, an organic farmer, and yes, a former councilwoman and former mayor pro tem of the city of Stonecrest. She's the owner of the Adoma Agency, LLC, Diane Adoma Consulting, LLC, and GTI Communications and Solutions, which has contracts with several large metro Atlanta infrastructure projects. She has a daughter who's a medical doctor and a son who is also an entrepreneur. And ladies and gentlemen, with that, I want to present the Pinnacle Award to Diane Adoma and ask her to come forward, accept this award, and maybe have a couple of words briefly after she accepts.
Good afternoon. I'd like to first thank my congressman, who I am so very proud of, and he may not know that this is not the first time he's recognized me, but it's the first time recognized for my business work. Thank you so much, Congressman Johnson. I also want to give a big thank you to his wife, Marita Davis Johnson, who is currently my commissioner. So I got both of them here today. And I just want to say I'm so very happy. Thank you so very much. And I humbly, gladly accept this award. Thank you. And I just want to give a big thank you to my son, who's a business owner, who's here with his wife this evening, too. Thank you.
Diane's trying to make me look bad out here, introducing my wife before I got a chance to do so. I was just getting ready to do that. You know? I mean, took that away from me. But Marita Davis Johnson, my lovely wife of the last 44 years, she's been my first wife and only wife thus far. And 44 years, and she is now a DeKalb County Commissioner and the presiding officer of the DeKalb County Commission. My wife, Marita Davis Johnson. So I don't have an honor for you today. Okay, so it's okay to proceed on with the program? Okay, all right, so there's a number of Chuck Berrys, right? But there's only one Chuck Berry in the 4th Congressional District. And it's Mr. Chuck Berry of Berry's Christmas Tree Farm, which I had the opportunity to visit several years ago. I don't know how long it's been, probably more like 6 or 7 years ago. One of the 3 farms, working farms in the 4th Congressional District. So I'm gonna lose the distinction of having an urban community, suburban community, ex-urban community, and also rural community as I proceed to Gwinnett from Rockdale and Newton. But Mr. Chuck Berry, you could say that Christmas is always a way of life for Berry's Tree Farm in Covington, Georgia. Before Jimmy Carter was sworn in as the 39th president, at that time Berry's Christmas tree service, Christmas Tree Farm was in operation. In fact, the Berry family has been farming the property, which is 30 miles east of Atlanta, since 1894. Originally a dairy farm, Chuck operates a farm fresh Christmas tree operation offering several varieties, including cypress, cedar, pine, and imported Fraser fir from North Carolina. And if you doubted Chuck's Christmas tree credentials, he serves on the National Real Christmas Tree Board, because you know we got a lot of fake trees out there. We don't want that to happen. He's president-elect and current board member of the Georgia Christmas Tree Association, and also serves as the Georgia director for the National Christmas Tree Association. Chuck's trees have been featured in numerous movies and films, adorned the Georgia State Capitol and the Governor's Mansion. They've been featured at Stone Mountain Park, and he's also presented a Christmas tree to the Vice President of the United States. His wife, Lori, and son, Chase, are also integral to the operation. And so, ladies and gentlemen, now growing Christmas trees, a Christmas tree farm, you have no idea of the intricacy and sophistication of the operation until you go and observe how they cut these trees to keep them kind of growing in the proper form. I mean, because you know you got to have that kind of that shape like that, and so that shape is forged over the growing life of those trees, and so they have to come in and have them pruned. So they have professionals coming in who actually they come in and they whack both sides of it. It's very I've not seen anything like it, but I enjoyed it. I want to bring forward Mr. Chuck Berry.
Always there to listen. You know, there's not a whole lot of farming that goes on in our areas anymore, but it's still important to us. And, you know, words are, if you wear clothes, eat food, or live in a house made of wood, you're affected by agriculture somewhere. So, you know, if anybody ever says agriculture don't matter, let them know those three things, because it does. And as with any agricultural entity now, there are less people taking care of more people. And agriculture is very important, and that's what we try to illustrate as a Farm Bureau group, you know, to people that may not be familiar with agriculture, is the importance of it. So thank you again for the award. Thanks for recognizing agriculture. We'll miss you when you move towards Gwinnett County, but we won't hold it against you, because I know it wasn't all your decision. So we do appreciate your help. And talk about family, like you said, we've been there since 1894. My family is at the farm today. We've got a Farm Bureau event going on, so that's why they're not here with me. But also mention my grandmama, who will be 100 years old in October, and she has seen a lot since 1924. But she still lives by herself and still drives through the farm when she needs to. So, you know, she would be here with me if she wasn't there at the house, but she's our inspiration, and we're as proud of her as she is of us. So thank y'all.
Yeah, when I went out there, the whole family welcomed me, and I think we had the offering stuff to eat, just, you know, wonderful folks. And it's good to be out in nature, good to be out on the farm. I don't know if any of you all have had that experience, but I would encourage you to get close to folks who have some land. And because, you know, us city folks like to drink a lot of wine. I don't know, folks in the country might drink beer, fine wine, maybe not so much, but at any rate, Ms. Carson Demond, thank you, is one of our awardees today. The love of French culture and fine wines is in the Carson Demond's blood, with a bachelor's degree in French literature from Skidmore College. Carson was destined to build a career in the fine wine industry. She founded Rive Gauche Wine Company in 2019, setting up her Georgia Wholesale Distribution Center in the city of Stonecrest. 5 years in, the company is comprised of 12 team members between Metro Atlanta, Athens, and Savannah, and it manages a portfolio of nearly 300 small producers of wine and spirits from around the globe. A sommelier, which is a connoisseur of fine wine. She is a sommelier by training, and she manned the cellar at New York's The Modern. She directed Wine and Spirit magazine's tastings department. She worked for a forward-thinking Bordeaux negociant. I'm getting better. Assisted a harvest in Arbois, France, and wrote for Punch, Food and Wine, Decanter, and Vogue.com, and 750 Daily, before she returned to her Atlanta roots. So she at this time lives in Decatur with her husband and 2 children, one of whom is my big fan. And is that Très Bien? Huh? That'll do, Très Bien? Très Bien? Très Bien Carson? Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I got this mixed up, I'm sorry. So this last, she didn't name the children. This is my last comments. She said she's got 2 children, didn't name them, and I'm looking at Très Bien, which means good job, very good, very good. So Très Bien. Come forward, Carson. And please accept our humble award.
My business is quite young compared to Mr. Barry's. Just celebrated 5 years in business. A very challenging 5 years, I will say, for a startup. And I had the happy accident of setting up my distribution center in 2019 in the same building as Congressman Johnson's local office, and was able to meet Kathy Register shortly thereafter. I did a wine tasting for an Alzheimer's benefit that she threw, and as a result developed I think a very great relationship with the office, which came in handy. At the end of 2019, my business unfortunately got caught up in the Boeing Airbus dispute, and I thought that was going to be the end of Rive Gauche Wine Company. Congressman Hank Johnson, who I'm eternally grateful for, fought for me in Congress, joined the Congressional Wine Caucus, and we were able to make it through that hiccup. So thank you very much for all of your help. And then made it through 2020. I feel very proud of my team. We since moved to a new location, still very local, just down the street, still in the city of Stonecrest, but we've quadrupled our space. We've grown far more than I thought that we were going to in our first 5 years, and I'm very excited to be here and very grateful for everything that you do. So, thank you.
Wonderful kids, right? All right. So next, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Leighton Hull. Mr. Hull, come forward, sir. Distinguished looking gentleman. He still has his hair. He's originally from South Bend, Indiana, and is a franchise operations expert. With more than 40 years of entrepreneurial experience, Leighton has successfully operated brands such as McDonald's, Denny's, Shell Oil, and Bojangles. In 1980, he moved to Los Angeles, where he started Leighton Hull Management Associates. At some point, he moved back to Atlanta to grace us with his presence. His consulting firm provides comprehensive management, marketing, and financial consulting services with an emphasis on startup and turnaround businesses. Leighton developed and implemented the Supplier Diversity Program at Todd Pacific Shipyards, which is a very principled U.S. prime contractor of warships. He has devoted time to lecturing about entrepreneurship at various universities. He's mentored numerous business owners. He's an alumnus at Indiana University, the Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania, and the Harvard Business School. I present to you none other than Mr. Leighton Hull. And they come to his Bojangles restaurant on Panola Road like it's a drug den or something. Folks, it's like crack cocaine that's being sold in there. Thank you so much. One, two, three. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much, Congressman Johnson, for this wonderful, wonderful award. Thank you so much. And congratulations to the other honorees. And also, thank you, Congressman, for your tireless efforts towards small business, the development of small business. And let me tell you a fact some of you may not know. The University of Virginia and the Vanderbilt University did a study to determine the most productive Congress people in the United States. And who do you think topped that list? You know, the congressman has always had, in fact, I remember when I lived in LA watching you on TV, watching you do your work. And one of the things I've always been encouraged about with respect to the congressman is his sense of the importance of being ready for opportunity. That's what I picked up from you years ago, the optimistic notion that you must be ready because there are opportunities all around all of us, especially business, those who want to go into business. Now, do you mind if I share a quick story? I know my time is running, but when it comes to being ready for opportunity, I'm reminded of a story. Now, for some of you young people who don't remember, in the old days, in the 40s and 50s, people listened to radio. That was before TV for some of the young people. There was actually a time when there was no television. So families gathered to listen to the radio. They listened to shows like Gunsmoke, shows like, I see a man shaking his head with white hair, Gunsmoke and the Jack Benny Show. But there was also a show called The Shadow. Do you remember that show? It went like this. Who knows what evil lurks within the hearts of men? The shadow knows. Well, back in those days, there weren't a lot of African Americans, well, there were none in broadcasting on radio. Okay, none. But at this particular station, there was a young man an African-American man. He happened to be the janitor in the place. But he wanted to be an announcer. Now remember the show, Who Knows What Evil Lurks Within the Hearts of Men? The shadow knows. So every evening he'd be caught in, or he'd find himself in his broom closet with a broom practicing. He wanted to be an announcer. So you could find him or hear him practicing, Who Knows? So as luck would have it, one evening, the announcer was ill. Now in those days, there were no taped announcements. People were live on the radio. So on this particular night, the announcer was ill. The director was running around backstage frantically looking for somebody, trying to figure out how he was going to have this show go on time. He dashed by the broom closet and overheard the brother, Who knows what evil? He opened the door and said, You, to the microphone. Would you do this for us? The guy was so happy, stumbled over to the stool, sit down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And this was his big chance. He leaned into the microphone. He said, Who knows what evil lurks within the hearts of men? The shadow do. So you gotta be ready. You hear what I'm saying? Gotta be ready. Thank you, sir.
This man got more applause than I did. His joke's funnier than mine. His hair, he's got more hair. Great big mustache and everything. You're not thinking about running for Congress anytime soon, are you? Gosh. All right, we have to be careful about who. Okay. Next, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Don Jackson, president and owner of Best Print and Design. Come forward. Don Jackson lives by the motto, one call does it all. As president and owner, along with his wife, Maxine Jackson, who serves as vice president of Best Print and Design in Decatur for the past 24 years, Don gets it done. Not only does he run Georgia's only minority-owned union printer, but Best Print is one of Metro Atlanta's largest political printing companies. Don's journey started when he graduated with honors from Morehouse College in 1973. After college, he was employed in the sales division of Maxwell House Coffee Company and worked in various markets in the Southeast for more than 20 years. Don is deeply committed to the civic and business community, having served as an award-winning president of the South DeKalb Business Association. He's a lifetime member of the DeKalb County NAACP and received the Benjamin L. Hooks Business Award in 2010. Best Print has won several print and design excellence awards from the Printing Industry Association of Georgia. And Don's company has also been featured on CNN's Money Matters on how a downturn in the economy affects small businesses. Don is which is why he went into political advertising. Don is the proud father of a son, Nicholas, and a daughter, Madeline, and grandson, Nicholas Jr. I present to you my friend, Mr. Don Jackson.
I promise you I'll be brief. Out of the chute, I wanted to say I'm really honored to stand before you today, and congratulations on your 17 going on 18 years in Congress. Guess what? I've accounted for 16 of those votes of that time between my wife and myself. I just wanted to say that I'm truly honored to stand before you and to say that I'm just South DeKalb in the 4th District. I'm proud. I really am proud. And wanted to actually recognize my wife, Maxine, and to say that yesterday, Marita was in my office, and it just so happens that I have all these political signs up in my office, and she just really unloaded on me and said, she got Hank's picture up there, sign up there. You don't have my sign up there. So Marita, when you come in on Monday, your sign will be up there. But just wanted to say that I've been in business now for 24 years, and political printing is what we do. We do a lot of political printing, and just wanted to say that one of the concerns I've got is that I've printed for the congressman, and he's going to be up for re-election, and I wanted to make sure that he gets some really, really serious competition so that I'll print those signs again for him. But with that being said, thank you very much, and I'm honored to stand before you today.
Much, Don. So he's got what you would call a recession-proof business, political science. But I'm hopeful that I won't need your services as much as I would if Mr. Hull decides to run. Yeah, you might want to get with him because you can get either his business or my business. Okay, and another gentleman with a recession-proof business is Mr. Gregory B. Levitt, founder of Gregory B. Levitt and Sons Funeral Home, or funeral services, actually. The first thing you need to know about Greg Levitt is that Emory Hillendale Hospital in South DeKalb named its emergency department, reception area, after him and his wife, Betty. Greg and Betty's philanthropic spirits are deeply intertwined with faith. As such, the family has generously contributed over $2 million to various educational institutions, religious organizations, hospitals, and community groups. As the founder of Gregory B. Levitt and Sons Funeral Homes and Crematory, Greg is a pioneer in Metro Atlanta, a legacy carried through 4 generations. His expertise was cultivated from a young age under the mentorship of his late father, George W. Levitt Sr. And this passion has been instilled in his children, Gregory Bernard Jr., T. Lanier, and Dina, who actively participate in daily operations. An esteemed member of several boards, his extensive civic engagement and involvement includes roles as past president of multiple professional and community organizations, and he's also a lifetime member of the NAACP, and Greg has received numerous accolades, including the President Barack Obama Lifetime Achievement Award for volunteer service, and was named Funeral Director of the Year by the American Funeral Director magazine in 2015. That's throughout this entire country, #1. His life's work underscores a legacy of elevating others and giving back, illustrating that true success comes from serving and uplifting those around you, or in Mr. Levitt's case, lowering those around you. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to present to you my friend, Greg Levitt.
Good afternoon. All right, first of all, I want to give honor to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, who's the head of my life. And I want to personally thank Congressman Hank Johnson, the personal friend. But before I get into all of that, I need to make a correction. I am the co-founder of Gregory B. Levin and Sons Funeral Home. My wife over here is the other part to help create Gregory B. Levin and Sons Funeral Home. So Ms. Levin, stand up. You all may be recognizing me, but we are a team that make things happen every day. I'm honored to receive this prestigious award. Congressman Johnson, I just want to thank you for recognizing not only me, but the other 6 individuals who are well deserving of this great award. You have done a magnificent job over the last 17 years serving not just 4th District, but Georgia and the country. You have made me, and I'm sure all of us in this room, very proud how professional you are and how you carry yourself when you're on public TV representing Georgia. And on behalf of my wife and my son, Bernard Levitt Jr., we just like to thank you for recognizing our business and the things that we are able to do here in the community. We do it with love and with honor. And we just thank you once again for recognizing Gregory B. Levin and Sons Funeral Home and our family. Thank you.
Well, we've come to our conclusion now once we recognize Ms. Alice Queen, who's executive editor at the Rockdale Citizen, Newton Citizen newspapers. Come forward, please, Ms. Queen. Ms. Queen has been holding public officials accountable while telling their stories of businesses and business involvement and involvement with the citizens. And she also talks about citizen affairs and businesses with that newspaper. She has been involved since before the Atlanta Olympics. She joined the Rockdale Citizen in Conyers as news editor in 1995 and has been editor of the newspaper since 1996. She led the launch of the Newton Citizen newspaper in neighboring Covington in 2000. Prior to joining the Citizen newspapers, she was editor of the Covington News and the Lexington Minuteman in Lexington, Massachusetts. She's currently executive editor of the Rockdale Citizen, the Newton Citizen, Henry Herald, Clayton News, and Jackson Progress Argus. Alice earned a bachelor's degree in newspaper journalism from the Henry W. Grady College of Journalism and Mass Communication at the University of Georgia. She's a native of Montezuma, Georgia, and she and her husband Bill are the parents of 2 adult children and have 1 grandchild, 1 granddaughter. And so I'm pleased to bestow this award upon Miss Alice Queen and to recognize her for the tireless work that an editor for a print newspaper, also doing digital now, but still maintaining print. And a lot of people like to get that print newspaper and just I'm one of them. I like to savor it, to, open it, drinking my tea, and just enjoying what is written about what's going on locally. They keep us informed about what's going on in our neighborhoods, in our immediate community, something that you don't get from a national or a larger newspaper, to get that focus right on your community. So that's what Alice does, and our communities are all the better for that. And for us, if we want to preserve this local focus on the news, which is so important, we need to support organizations that publish our newspapers locally, especially those with that still do print. We don't want print to go out of circulation. We want to keep print. But even in digital, we want to be advertising also on that platform. So we present to you this award, thanking you for all that you do to uplift our community and keep politicians and others on the straight and narrow.
All right, thank you. I'm last, so I will be brief. And Congressman, thank you so much for this recognition. Thank you for what you've done in Washington to support small businesses, in particular newspapers. I appreciate your words about how important community journalism is. I do still believe that there is a place for print journalism in the world of media. I kind of get this idea reinforced every time we get a citizen delivered to our house, and my husband sits there and reads it, and he says, "Alice, did you know about this?" And I'll go, "Bill, I wrote that." Okay? So, yes, I did know about it. But anyway, I do appreciate it. Community journalism is important, whether you get it digitally or in print. So I encourage you to keep supporting your local newspapers, all of them. And I would like to also thank the Congressman's staff for always helping us when we need input and information. And Eric, I'm usually out there doing what these gentlemen are doing with the cameras. So if you could give me some pictures for this, I would appreciate it. But again, thank you very much.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been quite an honor and a pleasure for me to be before you today. And for closing remarks, Eric, would you, did you prepare those for me? I figured. Huh? Okay, so I don't have anything to say in closing other than to thank you all for coming and thank all of our honorees for doing what you all do to uplift our community. And once again, thank you, staff. Thank you, Marita, for all that you do to support what I do. And so now we will gather together for a group photo with all of the awardees. If you would bring your awards, and do we have boxes also? And yeah, so the boxes are out there. We'll box those awards for you on your way out. Oh, I see some of you already have boxes. Okay.
Okay. Everyone, thank you for coming. If we get all honorees to come forward for the congressman, and they're going to do a group photo.